G'day guys, I'm James and welcome back to the Fixit Fingers workshop. Today, a taster. Shortly, I'm going to be restoring both of these vices. And to do that, I'm also going to compare the cheapest chips vinegar option, which many of you have probably seen, versus the commercial and rather expensive Evapo-Rust. But before I jump into that, I just want to test out this on something that, quite frankly, needs to be done. These are wifey's favourite Secateurs. They're Fiskars, they're a relatively good brand, but they've lived outside, and as you see from these photos, they are impossible now to lock, and they've completely rusted up. Plenty of life left in them, so today we'll test the Evapo-Rust only on this, see what results we get, and then in a little while we'll come back to the main event, comparing those two. Let's check these out.
Right, before we give it the dunk, let's just quickly grab a brush and clean off all of the crud. The only moving part I'm going to take apart is the screw lock mechanism, just breaking the rust off there. Looks like we've got a single machine screw, the catch, and a little locking washer, which luckily has not dissolved away in rust. The galvanized bolt looks okay. That mechanism I don't know how to pull apart, so we're going to leave it as is and see how we travel. Oddly enough, there are no actual instructions as to how long you need to leave something in this stuff. I'm going to leave it overnight. It just says for heavily rusted things, leave longer. And of course, if you are after some Evapo-Rust for yourself, I am a Carbatec store affiliate, and that's where I got mine, and you can find yours by clicking on the link in the description. I thank you for doing so, as that will support my channel in a small financial way. Cheers.
Okie dokie, well it's actually been a couple of days, but here's a photo of what it looked like after 24 hours, and it really hasn't changed yet. I just put this stick under here to use less, I suppose, control the depth a little bit. And already, that's looking pretty good. Already, 72 hours later. Let's scrub her off. Alright, this stuff is non-toxic biodegradable, so you don't even really need gloves. Feels a bit slimy. Oh wow. Ah, that just wipes off with my finger. That's so cool. Alright, this bit was really rusted. Oh my goodness. Wow, I don't know if that's dirt or rust or what the hell that is. Huh. Still see a tiny bit of crud on the screw. And a little lock washer. Oh yeah, that feels nice. Even sounds better. Now, one of the other really good things about this stuff is it's basically reusable. Child lock, James. I would prefer to have a filter of some description. I don't. So, we're just going to try and leave some of the crud behind in here. Yeah, you maybe want some muslin cloth or something just to filter out the crap. That probably wasn't the best idea. Oh well, done now. So it is expensive, but it should last for many projects. We'll see how we go over the years. Right, now all I've got is some water on a scrub brush. This little bit in here was probably the worst. Look at that. Hey, that does come off. Alright, so we're going back to metal. That's amazing. So, whatever it's converting the rust to is this black crud on there. But it does come off quite easily. Now that was painted black, that's not rust. That was clean. And here's again. It is all gone. Now granted that was well over soaked, but I can't see any brown left on there at all. I'll keep cleaning this up, put it back together and give it a sharpen. I just remembered, I've got this little scrubby brush thing for the Dremel. So I've got it set it on its lowest speed, and that might help. That's a bit coarse for the more fiddly bits. Like this screw, for instance. Don't know how I can show it. Ah, yeah, that's much better.
I could pull that apart, but I really don't think there's need to. Alrighty, just rinse that under the tap, give it a quick dry. And we're looking beautiful. These have lived outside on a balcony for 4 or 5 years maybe, so they're not in the direct weather, but wifey's not exactly intent on cleaning them often. They don't do a lot of heavy work, but I can feel the burr on that smooth side, so we're just going to try and very, very gently remove that. Please do not copy my sharpening technique. So I don't touch the bevel, I just clean up the flat bit. Alright, now I've got to remember how this goes back together. I reckon it's kind of like that. And just to drive away the last of the water, bit of WD-40. Alright, we'll let that dry, make sure it cuts stuff, and say we're done. Alrighty, just went to the garden, got 2 quick tests. This is really soft, fresh stuff, but it's really fibery, so that'll test the Secateurs as well. And you probably shouldn't use them on super hard stuff, but you know, pruning's pruning. Gonna use the tools, might as well use the tools. Oh yeah, lovely. They've not been sharpened except my really crappy job there a couple of minutes ago in like 5 years, and they are getting water in the eye. Slicing through that. Let's try the hard stuff. Thin one, good. 2 hands. Oh yeah. It's maybe 12mm, 1/2 inch, dried gum tree. I'd call that a success. Considering they're only on the balcony for wifey's gardening use, that is a giant win. It does what's on the label, is the short answer. Stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, and I'll put it through some stronger paces on my vice restoration that's coming up, and we'll compare it to the vinegar to see how it goes. For now, here are the before and after shots of my Secateurs. Happy wife, happy life. Fixit fingers out, catch you on the next one.